Hi, today we're going to be talking about comparing numbers. So, comparing numbers. And we're just going to call numbers this little hash here. Okay. So say we have two numbers. Let's say 27 and 14. So my question is, which number is bigger? Which number is bigger? And another question is, how do we know? So, once we answer those questions, how do we write this in math? Like, if we were to communicate this to somebody, tell somebody about this in the language of math, what exactly would we write down to tell them this? And can we do this for all numbers? So, can we do this for every number? So, those are the 4 questions we're looking to answer today. So, let's start by comparing single digits. Okay, so we'll start with the ones, and as we know, our ones start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta make my line a little bit longer. 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we're not dealing with ones anymore, we start dealing with tens. So, if a number is to the left, it is smaller. If it is to the right, it is bigger. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and copy that number line because we're going to use it a lot today. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that right here. Okay, so if a number is more on the right, it's bigger. And if a number is more on the left, it's smaller. So if we want to compare two numbers, say 3 and 7, where do we start? Well, we start by looking at where 3 is. So let's color these guys. We'll color 3 gold, and we'll color 7 this cosmic color. Okay, so if we were to compare these, we look at where 3 is. So 3 is right here, and 7 is over here. Now 3 is to the left of 7. So 3 is to the left of 7. So 3 is smaller than 7. Okay. But if 3 is smaller than 7, that means that 7 is bigger than 3. So we can write it in both ways. And both ways are correct, and both ways are valid, and everyone understands them. So that's how we compare two single-digit numbers. Now, we can go back to one of our questions. How do we say this in math? Say this in math. Okay. So we would say 3 is less than, okay, and that's the important part here, the less than 7, or we could say, since 7 is bigger than 3, we say 7 is greater than 3. Okay. And both are saying the same thing. One is saying 3 is smaller than 7, the other saying 7 is bigger than 3. We just use less than and greater than. Okay. Now, in order to write this, because writing less than and greater than a lot is kind of, it takes a long time. So, in the math world, we actually say 3 is less than 7, or 7 is greater than 3. And when I was taking this, when I was learning this, I had kind of a hard time remembering which one goes to which. So a good way to remember it is we can think of, let me just write this a little bigger. We can think of this as a mouth, right? And on that mouth, maybe we have an alligator. And there's his teeth. And the alligator always wants something, he wants a bigger meal. So the alligator is always going to try to eat the bigger number. So the mouth of the sign goes towards the bigger number. And that's the way that I remember it, and I hope it helps you. Okay. Now, we have a way of comparing two numbers by saying which one's bigger than the other. But how do we say two things are the same? Okay. And the way we do that is we say they are equal. Okay. So for example, 5 is equal to 5, and this means equal to. So far we have 3 things that are new. We have less than, we have greater than, and we have equal to. So this is less than, greater than, and equal to.